इस्लाम से
37 Jalsa Salana Singapore was held on the 6th, 7th and 8th of December at Masjid Taha, the only Ahmadiyya Muslim mosque in the country. Built in 1985 under the guidance of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV, Raziyallahu Ta'ala, the historic mosque recently underwent phase 1 of its extensive renovations, transforming it into a more beautiful and efficient space for worship and events. This year's Jalsa Salana was the first major event hosted in the newly renovated mosque, drawing participants from 10 countries, including Cambodia, Vietnam, as well as distant regions such as Bangladesh and Australia. The theme of this year's Jalsa was Taqwa, save yourself and your family from the fire. The event inspired attendees to reflect deeply on their spiritual responsibilities and strengthen their connection with God Almighty.
Allahu Akbar.
Each day of Jalsa Salana began with an atmosphere of devotion as attendees gathered for congregational Tahajjud and Fajr prayers. Day 1 of the 37 Jalsa Salana Singapore began with flag hosting ceremony where the National President and Muallim of Singapore's Jamaat hosted the Singapore and Ahmadiyya Muslim community's flags. This was followed by speeches by respected speakers. Key speeches on Day 1 addressed topics such as nurturing righteousness in children and the spiritual significance of al-wasiyyat, leaving attendees inspired to incorporate Islamic values into their lives.
Who accepts him shall enter into a bond of brotherhood with him, pledging obedience in everything good for the sake of Allah, and remain faithful to it till the day of death.
On the second day, there was a dedicated Lajna program celebrating women's roles in Islam, where Sadr Lajna addressed the audience on the topic, the role of an ideal Ahmadiyya Muslim woman. Inclusivity was ensured through live translation services in English and Malay, two of Singapore's 4 national languages. This seamless translation allowed attendees to benefit from the spiritual lessons regardless of their native tongue. Guests who attended the Jalsa were very pleased with their experience and felt spiritually nourished. We spoke to a few guests earlier.
I feel very happy and I feel very blessed. Everyone very friendly, the food very delicious. The last I want to say, love for all, hatred for none.
Jadi saya datang ke Singapura ni pasal jasa lah. Jadi bagi saya itu, alhamdulillah dari Kuala Lumpur ke Singapura itu boleh lah. Walaupun umur saya sudah 70 tahun. Tidak memberatkan untuk traveling. Jadi alhamdulillah saya sudah sampai di sini dan saya berhasil mengikuti jasa selama 3 hari dengan sempurna ya.
Alhamdulillah, I had the good fortune to be able to attend this Jalsa the past 2 years. So this is actually my 3rd time attending, and I think every year is a little bit different. I think this year the main thing that you immediately notice is recent renovations that were done here in the mosque. So, mashallah, it's very lovely, very beautiful, and really nice conditions out here.
A new addition this year was the Rishta Nata booth, offering members an opportunity to seek matrimonial matches within the community. A separate mother and children area was set up for families with young children, allowing for a quieter space where kids could play together and participate in Jalsa activities in a more relaxed and manageable environment. A lively bazaar added a festive touch, offering traditional clothes or baju, as they call it in Malay, food and cultural items, allowing guests to take home a piece of the Jalsa experience. The langar, the kitchen of the promised Messiah ﷺ, was a hallmark of the event, providing delicious meals throughout the day. Local volunteers showcased their culinary skills, offering a delightful experience for both guests and hosts. There was so much variety, and there were all-rounded compliments for the food served. Guests were able to socialize and build brother and sisterhood as they enjoyed the delicious food. Behind the scenes, weeks of preparation by devoted volunteers from Ahmadiyya Muslim community ensured the success of this event. From setting up advanced audiovisual systems to managing security and hygiene, every task was approached with precision and care.
I volunteered in the audio, video, and photography department, and I'm glad and proud that everybody got to listen to the valuable speeches, regardless the language barriers.
I'm blessed to be in the security department as I have to ensure that the guests of Promised Messiah salam is they're always safe and secure during this Jalsa.
I am the guest accommodation officer, assistant text translator, and special guest officer. Alhamdulillah, we've been receiving guests from various countries since Monday, 4 days before the Jalsa Salana started, and we've provided accommodation for roughly 80 lajna and their children. I've also been translating speeches into English and Malay languages. I pray that all the attendees of Jalsa Salana gain blessings in abundance, and may they arrive at their destination safely after this.
इस्लाम से न भागो राहे खुदा यही है.
As the 37th Jalsa Salana Singapore drew to a close, attendees departed with renewed faith and inspiration. The event left a lasting impression with Masjid Taha serving as a hub for spiritual growth and unity. In his closing address, the president of Jamaat Ahmadiyya Singapore, Naweed Salam Sahib, once again reminded us the importance of taqwa in our daily lives and thanked all contributors and volunteers for making the event a success. This was followed by silent prayer.
Inshallah, we will meet again next year. Now I will lead the closing dua. Dua.
दीने खुदा यही है. अब आसमां के नीचे दीने खुदा यही है.
Kashfa Iqbal, MTA Singapore.